Hey, thanks for joining me. Thank you for taking some time out of your day. I just want to talk about this keyboard and mouse combination. It's available from the Keychron website for $49.99. Comes with a charging cable and one dongle, and the dongle is a unified dongle that works with both the keyboard and the mouse. So you can just use that one dongle for everything. I've been using this for about a month. I bought this as soon as I could. Full disclosure, I worked out a small deal with Keychron where I purchased the K0 Numpad. This is something I was really interested in trying out for myself, as well as this keyboard and mouse combination. And I reached out to somebody there and said, hey, I'd really love to review these units and get some videos created. And they're like, okay, well, you're really small time, and it's not really going to matter for us. They didn't say that, but more or less, they politely declined. And I responded and said, hey, I'll purchase the keypad, the K0 keypad, which was a little bit more expensive than this combination set. And you could send me that combination set for a review, and I'll review both and get videos out there for you. So they agreed. I couldn't believe it that they agreed. I wouldn't say that this is a sponsored video by any means, but they did send me this keyboard and mouse combination for free. So they didn't tell me what to say, and they're not going to be reviewing this video in any way before I post it, but I did want to mention that. They came out with two of these keyboard and mouse combinations. One of them is a full-size keyboard, and that keyboard is called the B35. And then they also came out with the small one here, which is the B33. These devices work with Mac, Windows, and Linux. I've been able to use it on all three operating systems. I'm on Mac here in my home office. When I go into the office at work, we use Windows machines. And then downstairs, I've been tinkering with Linux and a home NAS. So I've been using this just to try to make sure enough, it works on all operating systems across all computers. So I've been really happy to see that that's there. I like that it has these shortcut keys directed towards my Mac use. I don't really have a lot of need for a keypad, so I'm not that worried about not having a keypad here, but I also showed you this K0 Numpad. I also have this other keypad on my desk. I've got ways to put in numbers if I need to put in numbers, so that's not big of a deal. Something I wanted to try out with this was really wanted to hear the sound. Here, I'll do this. It really sounds like an older MacBook, like a 2008 MacBook. Here's the mouse. It's incredibly quiet. I'll do more of a real sound test at the end of the video here. They're doing a new scissor switch, and I'm all for it. I think it's really cool. I like that it's a different profile. It's not low profile. It's not cherry profile. It's just kind of in the middle, and I just think that's kind of neat too. It's just different, right? The battery's been great. I really like that both of these devices can also be used while plugged in. So if the battery does die and I'm in a pinch, I can use this mouse with USB-C cord plugged into my computer, and same with the keyboard. So they operate in Bluetooth, 2.4 gigahertz, or wired mode. And I can connect up to 3 Bluetooth devices to each one of these devices. So they're really, really versatile. I don't know if I already said that, but that's pretty much the name of the game here with this. A few pros and cons. First pro, affordability. Super affordable. This combo here is $49.99. It falls right in the middle of where you might see things from Logitech or other competitors. I don't know that I would want to buy anything from Logitech. Forget that I said that. I'm not going to talk about anybody. But this is a great affordable option. Pro number 2 for this combination set, the silence of it. I mean, it's really so quiet. It's such a quiet mouse more than anything. The keyboard, I mean, it can be loud. You can make it loud if you want to, but you can also just type like a kind of a normal person, and it's not going to be overpowering. It's not that loud. So Number 2, these quiet switches are great. Pro number 3 for me is the flexibility. You can use this with, again, Mac, Windows, Linux, wired, Bluetooth, 2.4 gigahertz. I just think that that's a sextuple threat, right? You got everything you need. I think that's awesome. Number 4 Pro is portability. This can go anywhere. I didn't have to worry about putting this in a case or anything when I was taking it to work. I just was able to put it in my bag, and I knew nothing was going to fall off of here. This dongle stayed perfectly in place the whole time. It's held in with magnets and also perfectly fits into a little recessed spot, so it's not coming out. But if I was worried, I could put it in the mouse and it would be fine. It wouldn't go anywhere. So that's cool. And then Pro number 5, kind of the overall for me, is the style of it. I really like that they did different colors for some of the keycaps. I like these 2 accent keycaps. I like how they match this button here. And I think they did a great job putting this set out. Another pro for this set is the customization of it. You can utilize the Keychron launcher website, which, let's plug in, connect, B33, connect. So here, we've got the keyboard connected, and if you wanted to change the functionality, maybe if you wanted to switch what home and insert, or delete and insert do for whatever reason, you simply click on the insert button, and then you go down here and you find your delete, you click it, and now you can see I have 2 delete buttons here now, and I can click this delete button and I can change it to insert. And now I've simply changed these keys. You can change all these keys as much as you want, and you also have different layers. So I've got layer 2. You can see that it's just a bunch of arrows everywhere because it hasn't been determined what it is other than the Bluetooth connections right here and the 2.4 gigahertz. So for any one of these layers, any one of these buttons on this layer, it would just be accessible by me pushing the function button here on the keyboard, just like the mini keyboard on your phone. It's very compressed, but you can press a function button to get to the numbers. You press another function from there to get to all the symbols. That's how this function button works on a keyboard. It gives you access to other keyboards, other keyboard layers. So you can customize this keyboard to give yourself not only the base layer, but another layer that goes along with it. And then you also have a layer that relates directly to Windows mode, and then layer 2 directly to Windows mode. So there's a lot of functionality here with this keyboard, and the customization is just really cool. But that brings me to my first con, is one of the first things that got me into the keyboard hobby was the customization of keycaps and the switches and the different sounds that you can make and the ways that you can customize your board. And there's a lot of things that you can do to customize your board to make it sound different or feel different or look different. And you can't really do that as much with this. You can crack it open if you want to, use a little guitar pick or something and slide it open, and you can take this keyboard apart, but it's not designed to be taken apart by any means. This is a plug-and-play device. My first con is the limited physical customization of this board. My second con is the sound. I guess that kind of also is a personal preference, but it doesn't do that thing for me that I really love about my keyboards. It's not as satisfying as I would want a mechanical keyboard to be, but this isn't a mechanical keyboard. This is an office productivity keyboard, really. Which kind of brings me to my conclusion is, who is this keyboard for? Could be for a couple of different audiences, depending on your take of the board. It could be for students, right? Think about maybe in an esports classroom or a typing classroom where you need something that's going to be endlessly durable, really functional, and flexible as far as connecting to different machines, but something that keycaps aren't going to come off and you can use it wirelessly and not have to worry about having wires tethered to the computers all the time. I think this would be really cool for an office too, right? This is just like your Logitech combination, but it looks a little bit cooler. It's updated. So this would be a great set for me to have in a new office. If somebody gave this to me, I would be way more excited about this box being handed to me than that Logitech box that I've seen 100 times, that aqua green. This is just a little bit different and neater. It's just something that really kind of stands out. I think this would be really cool in retail environments too, right? Maybe a smaller store, or even but think about maybe in Macy's or Dillard's or your shopping mall stores or Kohl's or anywhere that has a keyboard and a mouse where they have a point of sale system that's a computer. I think these would be really cool because, again, they're really durable. The keycaps aren't going to come off. These aren't going to fall apart, but they are just a little bit different than your everyday keyboard that's out there. I think these could be for beginners too, if you're maybe just kind of dipping your toe into the water with mechanical keyboards and you maybe want to try this first. This would be a really simple step up from a Magic keyboard, right? This is not much higher than the Magic keyboard. The sound is going to be a lot more, but not much different really. They're both quiet keyboards, and it would be a good first step if you're maybe not ready to go up to a full mechanical keyboard like something like this right here. It's a good step up from a low profile keyboard, whether it's something like the Apple Magic keyboard or even more of a traditional low profile keyboard that Keychron makes. It just kind of gives you a little bit more height and a little bit more key travel. So it's just kind of a good middle ground as you step up into a mechanical keyboard, but that's just personal opinion. And this is also really good for travelers. I think that this is also really good for travelers because it's got the unified dongle that will store in either device and allows you to either use just one of the devices or use both of them at the same time, only using up one USB-C port. So I think that adds a tremendous amount of value to this kit right out of the box. It's just, again, it's plug and play. So I think that's really cool. I think they really thought about this. I'm excited about the new keyboards in the line that Keychron has coming out. I was just looking on their website today and saw a new thing here, the B3 Pro. The B3, the B4, B4, and the B5. These are all kind of Logitech killers here. Is that okay to say? Their most expensive B5 Pro is the full-size 100 keyboard, and it's priced at $39. How much is a Logitech Pop? Because that's what it looks like. Poof. Here, it's similar to this Pop icon, right? And that's $50. How different is it to this Pop here? Yeah, it's pretty different to this. It's more of a low profile. So yeah, they're competing with Logitech, and their prices are lower. So I feel like that should be incentive enough for people to take a chance on something like this. These are great options, and I'm excited that they are creating new devices for me to play with on a regular basis. If you have any questions about this keyboard, this mouse, or any of the other keyboards or mouses, if you have any questions about any of the other devices that I use, let me know. I'm happy to share feedback and answer any questions. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I know I do a lot of Keychron videos, but it's just the stuff that I like. So leave a comment or like or subscribe. One of those things would be great because it's this is a real passion of mine. I love to create this content, and I love to tinker with devices, and combining those two things is really fun for me. So thanks for letting me participate. I hope you guys have a great whatever you're having right now, and thanks again. I really appreciate your showing up, sticking around.